welcome to C.HR with Ariane Stewart. Today we're here with Ariana Horn and Lace Accessories, and we're going to be talking about her brand.
Yes.
Yes, awesome. So if you want to just introduce yourself, tell us a little bit about the brand.
Okay, awesome. So my name is Ariana. Born and raised in Springfield, Massachusetts. Every school I went to here. My degree is in fashion merchandising, started in the fashion field. I'm an educator now, but of course I went back to what I love to do.
Yeah. Yeah, awesome. So can you tell us a little bit, let's start from the beginning. So
Okay.
you went to school for fashion merchandising to begin with, right?
Mhm.
So what exactly is that?
So fashion merchandising and marketing and retailing is basically teaching you how to start a business, own a business, maintain a business.
Nice.
So it gives you the background of marketing, promotion, running businesses, understanding the market, where do you stand, where do you fit in, right? So there's a lot of fields with it's a lot.
I like that though.
I love it. I love it. So it's a lot with it. So yeah, you can do a lot with it. And of course during that time, they're teaching us about design and how designers would mesh with brand marketers and how we would mesh with business owners, promoters, and all those things.
Oh wow.
So we learned a lot.
You learned everything, it sounds like.
I
All
did.
aspects of the business.
Yeah.
That's amazing. What's something you said about where you stand in the market? And does that mean depending on what you're selling, what your demographics are that you're selling to, stuff like that? Is that what that means?
Right. So with that, they teach you to figure out where you want to be. Right. So
okay.
Of course, the degree is broad, which is great. It gives you the opportunity to be a store manager. It teaches you all those things, and it also teaches you how to be a business owner.
Okay.
So with that particular thing in mind, with the marketing piece, is you get in where you fit in, where you want to be. So if you want to have your own brand, if you want to be a business owner, it teaches you how to particularly market to that particular brand. So for me, it's women's clothing.
Right.
What's my demographic? What's the ages? What's the race? For us now, race doesn't matter, right? So back then in our books, we were talking about what race and demographics would want to be interested in something we sell, whereas now that the race doesn't matter, but it's still the demographics, right? So what's the age group? What age would be interested in the things that we sell? And that also doesn't matter anymore either.
Right. I was gonna say, when you say race doesn't matter anymore, is it because it literally doesn't matter, or is it because we just you're taking that away from the way you do business?
It was taken away, I feel like, because no matter who you are and what you're about, I know women love fashion.
Right.
Some people are just chill. They might want to wear jeans and t-shirt, but if you have a super cute bag, maybe they'll want to put that with their outfit.
Right.
That's
Dress
your
it up
brand.
a little bit.
Right.
Yeah.
So that doesn't necessarily matter anymore, right? So I have customers that are 18. I have customers that are in their 60s.
Wow.
So the demographic and the race, that kind of went out the window, which is great because they teach you to market towards a specific demographic, but as you grow in the business, you learn none of that matters. It's what people love and like.
Yeah. Do you feel like when you started out and you had those, I'm sure you had maybe some tighter guidelines around the age you thought wanted to have the accessories that you have and the clothing that you have?
I did, and I think that's where I struggled too. So when you create, first of all, I didn't start with a website. I started with a business page, right? So I had the accessories business page on Facebook. Yeah. And when you're creating it, they're asking you those questions.
Yes.
So when I first created it, I started with 18 to 65, which is broad. So I'm I don't know where to start. Yeah. I kind of just went off of what looks good to my eye, and kind of once I based off of what looks good to my eye, that's when I started learning customers and what people like, and the trends, or what I think would be a trend starter or a trend setter, and that kind of attracted people off it.
Awesome. So when you finished college, what was the first thing you were doing after you finished college?
So when I finished, I went to two schools. I went to Bay State College in Boston for 2 years.
Nice. Okay.
And I have an associate's degree from Bay State College in Boston. That's actually in fashion design.
Oh.
But I could not sketch.
Oh.
And I don't know how I got a degree in that.
Oh, so you finished?
I can't design. I cannot, a sewing machine.
Yeah.
Drawing. No. But
you had to do all that, and you still passed though.
Because I had the other credentials.
Oh, okay.
So it wasn't like it was free sailing.
Right.
I used to be in that class drawing stick figures. And they were drawing it's crazy because a lot of artists now that I know went to school, they're great
Yeah.
You got to know how to draw and
right.
sewing machine. I didn't have neither one.
So for some of the other people, like art was their first passion, and then they kind of just went into fashion.
It made sense for them.
Yeah, but you just love the fashion and not the job.
It didn't make sense for me, and the blessing was with that degree is because I had the credentials I needed to get a bachelor's degree.
Okay.
And move into merchandising, move into the business aspect. So then I went to school in Connecticut for 2 years, and with that was perfect because I would travel to New York. And it's dope because one of our classes made us have to get an internship in the city by ourselves.
Oh, nice.
So I met designers out there. It was cool.
That's awesome. Do you still keep some of those connections that you made?
I do. I talked to like one of the showrooms that I worked in because I always used to say I want to work in a showroom, but not understanding what it means to work in a showroom. Right. So a showroom is like a sample setting.
Yeah.
Whereas like they have their designers or brand marketers creating a heavy load of things and they're selling the samples for a fashion show.
Oh, okay.
Right, so it's like it's not like a store we would walk in and shop in.
It's someone who's intentionally like in that brand of fashion, trying to like prepare for a fashion show,
preparing for designers to sell something.
Okay.
So it was pretty cool.
Nice. Is that where you would get the like off the runway stuff too?
Like, you can get the off the runway stuff there. They were doing like sample pieces.
Oh, okay.
For them to be prepared for the runway or be sold in a store or something like that. But it was interesting because it was like a mom and pop. It was 2 sisters and they just ran the whole thing.
Nice. And they worked with like name brand like fashion designers.
Yeah, like in a city because New York has a lot of fashion designers. That's probably like not known to us, but they're very known around the city.
Yeah. And that's I love that though.
I do too.
Yeah, because you can really like you're doing right now, just make a name for yourself. Obviously, you can go beyond the city, but everyone in the city like really knows who you are, and you become like a home name for people. So that's awesome.
It's pretty cool.
Yes, and I also want to talk about like because you do education right now, so you're a teacher.
Yep.
And where does that fit into the journey of everything fashion so far?
So yes, and that goes back to, so like once I finished college, like both of my degrees, like I moved back to Springfield because my bachelor's degree, I got that in Bridgeport, and I didn't really want to live out there. So I lived in New York probably for like a few months, and then I moved back home. Like I used to always dream of living in New York, but when you actually live in New York, no.
Yeah, no. I was there for a summer for an internship too, and I was just like,
it was
a lot.
It was the getting up at 4:00 and work don't start till 8:00 for me.
Yeah, the commute is freaking crazy.
And for us, we can get in a car and drive away. Whereas I have to get up at 4 to get ready for 5 and be on 2 different trains to get there. I can't do that.
It's just no way to live. I'm sorry to all the New Yorkers out there.
And they love it. And that's the fast life.
Right.
Kudos to you. But we're like, honestly, we're kind of like inner city girls, I guess, compared to like the fast life because I couldn't do it. Like I was like, I got this. I'm gonna keep up.
Yeah, I like it where I can have my car and
I love to get in a car. And
yeah.
So then after that, I moved back in 2013, and I became like a math tutor at Kennedy, and I went to that middle school.
Nice.
So I was there for a few years, and then I ended up working for Bay State for like 4 years. But I still built accessories during that time.
Oh, okay.
Right, so like I would sell like jewelry and sunglasses and headscarves during working at Bay State, but I'm like, I gotta get out of this hospital setting. It wasn't me at all. It was more so like, you need a job.
Yeah.
It was like one of those things. Is like
you just gotta get.
I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. I'm like, I don't want to do this. It was one of those things, but I did it. It built my character.
Yep.
It built the brand for me. It made me understand the direction I wanted to go.
And I feel like when you know so your brand was developed while you were in school and you already had it. So I feel like when you already know what your end goal is, it's easier to get through the hurdles in between.
It is because you keep your mind on it, even when you feel like giving up. Like you keep your mind like, I have this goal. I don't know what it's going to look like, but I know what I want it to look like. Because at the end of the day, God is going to put you where you want to be. You just have to put the work to. Right? So it's like, I always prayed, like, I need to do this. I want to do this. I always knew I wanted to do it. I just didn't know where to start and how to start. So when I was working for Bay State, I kind of was still, like, getting things here and there to sell and trying to figure out what makes sense. You know what I mean? So
I was going to get into that next. Like, how do you get like the products? I know that's like.
No, it's okay.
Okay.
How do you get your products? It goes back to who are you selling to? Do these same women like what you like? And are you comfortable with stepping out the box to buy things for these women that you don't even like, because it might be some people that like certain things. So it was one of those situations where it's like, you know, you find vendors, that's what you learn in school. You figure out how to wholesale and retail and move so on and so forth. So I got into business with a lot of research, a lot of study, a lot of trials and errors. And kind of just figuring out, overpaying for something to try to get back the money I spent. It happens. You got to learn it. So that's kind of like, well, that's basically how it started. So.
Okay. What pieces do you have on now that are yours?
So I have on, well, I have anklets on. Can't see that. Okay. I have on this bag.
Oh, I love that.
You can have it after. I just have to take my stuff out.
Okay. Just like a horse
I have on this necklace.
Nice. I love
and this top. This was like from two collections ago.
I like that top a lot.
Thank you.
I like the like pastels. How would the professional fashion person describe that top and like what type of style that is?
Kind of like you're saying pastels or more like abstract.
Okay.
You know, because of the different painting and stuff like that. Me, I'm more so like sometimes I don't know what I'm gonna wear, and I used to be a heavy planner because my mom made me like iron all my clothes for the week for me to figure out what I'm wearing. But now. Now as an adult, I'm like gonna pick something and be like, I think this look good, and it works out because my eyes on it. But yeah, so it's like an abstract, you know, look type of thing.
Awesome. And I also see you, I want to talk about like your social media marketing because I think you're amazing at that. Like, I know that you do your lives. You always post and let people know where you're going to be at. So can you talk about like what your strategy is around your social media marketing?
Yeah, I think social media is everything now, especially where we are in a point in time. Like, it goes back to what are women into, right? So me using social media is to kind of reach everybody initially. And a Facebook Live. Quarantine, like, damn near killed all of us. We were bored as hell. And it's crazy because I think that's when I flourished the most because I had a lot of time on my hands. And I was able to, like, figure out. And I went live a lot last year and now. So being able to use social media as a strategy just based off of everybody's on social media. Whether we're out, you guys are here at the studio. I'm probably on my way driving. I might stop at a light and scroll through my social media. So knowing,
that's the truth.
So like knowing that people are always scrolling or somebody's always looking at their phone, that's what made me say I think that's the best. Now, mind you, I have a website, Ariane. I don't use it like that. I'm not gonna lie. I use it for people that are out of state, but. People that are here typically look on Facebook Live.
Yeah, because it'll be like, oh, you want this? I'm going to put it to the side. I'm gonna see. And I love that. It makes it so much easier. Like, when I know I can just connect with you on the live, and then I know you'll, like, you know, you're going to bring me the product. Like, I don't have to worry about shipping. I don't have to worry about things not fitting, and then I got to send it back and stuff. I love that. Obviously, it doesn't, like you said, for out of state. You can't do that, but it's nice for, like, the community.
I like that about it, too, because I feel like it's personal. I'm like an empath. I take people serious. I take myself serious. And I recognize that when you're shopping or just anything, you're putting your money in. You want that personal relationship. So that's why I don't mind like delivering. I don't mind having that relationship with customers because I'm like, that's why I drop on shop on Fashion Nova. I got one dress from them. And I like their clothing. But for me, I like the personal experience. And I said that's what I want my brand to be able to do is give people like a personal experience. You know what I mean? So.
But now that you mentioned Fashion Nova, I was gonna ask you, what are your opinions on stuff like that fast fashion? Like they're a juggernaut in, I feel like, fast fashion. And I feel like a lot of people were at one point talking about how they were putting other businesses and like black-owned businesses, fashion designers and stuff out of business because they're ripping ideas and stuff.
And Jay Nice is really dope Jamaican fashion designer / cook / stylist / she's just a bad chick. And she's on social media. She started off designing and she would put her like samples on social media and show people what she had. She stopped doing that because she started noticing Fashion Nova was like ripping her stuff.
because they got the backing that as soon as they see that idea, they
got somebody to go in the back and create
it in no time,
mass market it, which is messed up.
It is.
So in that aspect of then, there's a few reasons why I don't really care for Fashion Nova. One, because I don't have the best of luck. My body in Fashion Nova, like,
I was running into that too.
It's like my body type, my body shape is a little different. So while it might look good on the model, it's just like I don't think I'm gonna like that, but I'm gonna try it. So the times that I've tried it, I'm like, this is a fail. So it's like I bought one dress in particular. I just wore this past weekend in Atlanta. I was like, oh, this is the only dress that like worked. I'm not too big on Fashion Nova. I'd rather support like one of our girls around here that got, you know, something. If I don't got it, I can go to them.
Yeah, absolutely. Before you give somebody you don't even know your money. Yeah. So. I feel like that's definitely. I feel like it happens like how you mentioned in New York, how there are fashion designers that we might not know them, but they're well known and they can make a good, thriving living out of the city. Absolutely. And I feel like that's possible in any city and in any community.
Yep.
Keeping your money within the community.
I agree.
When you're talking about like how those things like fit and stuff, I agree with that. Like when you're buying things from these brands, especially these brands that have models that are all like the exact same size and none of them look like
girls. You got two girls. And she got this and we got like I'm sitting here right now like I got a gut. I hope y'all don't mind. Me sitting down with this gut, right? But
being natural, being human, and a lot of
don't got that.
Yeah, and a lot of the models that you see on a lot of those brands. I mean, you have certain brands like you'll have Fenty that you know is more body positive for all different types of people, but a lot of them are still very stereotypical, like just like a fake build that nobody has, and then
two girls,
right? And then you're getting the clothes like, okay, well this said it was my size,
right?
But it's only meant for someone who's built exactly like that way. Mm-hmm.
So it's like ups and downs where Fashion Nova works for a lot of people, right? So then sometimes it doesn't work. It don't work for everybody.
Everybody, exactly.
So that's just my look on it. You know.
How do you feel like? How do you go about making sure that you have sizes of clothes that are going to be easier for like the demographic?
So and that's a great question because I pay attention to people that reach out that feel like they can't shop with me. I'll get a lot of comments where it's like, I like your stuff, but I know you don't have nothing for big girls. And I'm like, no, I go up to size 3X.
Right.
And that brings people more. They're like, oh, you do? You know what I mean? Just offering plus size. Just offering something that they feel like they couldn't shop somewhere else with. I think I take pride in that, right? Because my family, we're thick.
She's Layla.
we can't help it.
I met the family.
Yeah, you know the family. Look, name one that sat down and was a size 2. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I think about like that. I think about people that want to feel good and look good and not have to worry about paying a whole bunch of money and also feeling like, oh, I like Ari's stuff, but she don't have my size. I like to be able to say, no, I got you. I do. I have that. So yeah.
And it's crazy that we're in this point. Not to stay too much on the body side of things, but like. You're seeing women with features that are being highlighted on a different skin tone, but that black women are known for having. And then you can't even fit into the clothes because it's meant for just the plastic surgery big butt versus that.
Right, and then it's also too like all means. If you want to enhance your body, I have no problem with that.
Yeah.
But let the people that don't have body enhancements feel good about themselves too.
You
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like.
I'm all with you on that too. I think you should do whatever you're comfortable with. Absolutely. I do get scared though that it's like it's hard for people to make their own choices because they see so much.
Yeah.
There's so much being like thrown in your face of like.
And it makes you feel insecure about yourself. Like as a woman, we have to put ourselves in a perspective to actually kind of like have a tunnel vision about how you want to look because think about it, you go on social media or Instagram in particular, you like, damn, all these girls look the same. Before you thought all these girls looked the same, the first thing you probably thought was like they got some bad bodies, not knowing they're surgically enhancing them, which is cool. People.
Right, yep, it's all good. It's cool. Do what you want to do.
But women tend to feel insecure. You know what I mean? We're trying to push the memo of you look good as hell, and you don't need to do all that. You can have a stomach, you can have flat breasts or big breasts, no booty, little legs, whatever you got. Right. Feel comfortable how you look.
And dress accordingly.
And dress accordingly, and and wear what you want.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, everybody is going to wear what they want. I know I'm going to wear what I want, but I'm just a kind of laid back, wear what I want type of person. If somebody want to wear a short dress and they don't got a booty or they do, wear it.
Right, exactly. I do feel like there are certain ways though. Like I feel like for me, okay, I like jeans that are like more like old school, like a little baggy.
Yeah.
Just because of how my body shape is, I don't feel like I'm like super curvy.
I love your whole aura. I just gotta tell you that you're like a. Your style to me, just how you carry yourself and the way you look, you're just naturally beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
You're like a person that when you see, you're like, she's beautiful because of who you are. You don't try to fit in. You like you said, you like your jeans look a certain way. You're pretty. Your face is beautiful.
Thank you.
You got your hair is beautiful. You don't gotta be extra. So I love you, and I see why my cousin loves you.
No, thank you.
Yeah, so it's like, yeah, I get it. So it's like, you know, you like certain stuff.
Yeah, like certain stuff make you feel a little bit more confident, and I feel like that's what I love about the fact that you're so accessible too. Because if somebody did want to say like, you know what, like I wear this dress, but I just don't like the way I look in it, but I'm looking for something that flatters me, they can actually have that conversation with you,
right?
You know, and get some advice on exactly what to wear,
right?
Which I feel like is you know, it's like the like more of a boutique type of vibe. Like when you go into boutiques, you got somebody who's like gonna help you shop and like put outfits together. I remember I interviewed at a boutique once, and they were like, "You gotta go out here and put this outfit together." And I knew it wasn't for me because I forgot the shoes and
I'm just gonna go.
I was like, I grabbed some stuff. They were like, "So what's she gonna put on her feet?" I'm like, Right. But yes, we kind of like went right past the whole education side. I want to talk about you being a teacher too. So
oh my God, I love teaching. I think for me, like with teaching, I love my kids. Like I don't have kids of my own. So it's like for me, I can kind of like, especially at the age they are. So I will say I started with 8th graders.
Yep.
And the first year, those 8th graders gave me a run for my money. And I'm only saying that because I was so nice to them and I just put my foot down.
Yeah.
And they changed.
Yeah.
But I love teaching.
Yeah.
It's just different. You connect with kids in ways that you don't think. You can teach them something that they might not get, and it's not their fault, and it's not their parents' fault.
Yeah.
I think that our generation are looking at things a little bit different.
Yeah.
Whereas we find, and we know, because I'm pretty sure you've had this conversation, credit's important, financial stability is important.
Yeah.
Those are the type of things I talk to my kids about.
Good.
And with me teaching math,
that's awesome.
It's kind of more so I tell them, like, save your money.
Yeah.
You know, how much money do you save? What do you think about this? So my first year I taught business math. My second year I taught business math. And I was helping them build like a taco truck. It was random, but it was the aspect of helping them understand what it looks like to build a business. Whereas now in summer camp, they're running a whole store inside a classroom.
Yes, I saw your video about that. Yes,
and they're so invested. They're so excited. They're making money. They get paid every week. So all in all, teaching for me is literally for the kids. I like being around them. I just love their vibe.
Yeah.
They're like little mini me's walking around because they remind me of myself. And I wasn't always the best kid. I wasn't terrible, but I was a kid.
Right.
And just being able right.
Yeah.
And being able to reach them on a different level, being an educator of color.
Yep.
It helps them understand things. I can teach them things that maybe like a teacher when I was in 6th grade wasn't, I don't know if I can say it, black.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I mean, that's the truth.
Yeah, they weren't black. So I'm telling them automatically, look, you just came into middle school, this, telling them you can't do this, you can do this. I think you should go about it this way.
Yeah.
I think that helps them. I think that kids attract to educators of color more simply because we look like them.
Exactly.
And we might remind them of their family and we got something to offer to them. I'm not saying that the others don't, but we see our family in them.
That's something I've talked about on the show before. Just like having somebody who's an influence like that, like a teacher that you just feel like can relate to you makes a difference. Like when you have a predominantly white school with white teachers and you see how they engage with each other and the things that are common, it's like, oh, of course you have a better connection. Or even like, let's say you have two people who just like sports, right? That doesn't really matter what race or whatever you are, but if they're the only ones in the classroom who like sports and it's that student connecting with the teacher, then obviously the person next to you, doesn't have that same connection with the teacher.
They don't have that connection, and then they oftentimes feel left out.
Exactly. Exactly. And I feel like, I don't want to say teachers play favorites, but I'm sure you have like...
let me be honest. I'm about to keep it real with you. Listen, teachers got favorites. It's true.
Yeah.
Teachers have favorites because you just got a favorite, goddammit.
Right, like, the kid that does what they're supposed to do, or like you can make jokes with. Or...
There's two type of favorites in my eyes. I don't know how other teachers look at it. There's two type of favorites. There's a favorite that's gonna come in your classroom, do what they gotta do, mind their business, respect you, and keep it moving.
Yep.
Then there's a favorite that's just bad as hell.
Yep.
And you don't know why you love they badass, but you love them because they bad, but they're gonna probably change their self. But they just bad, and you be like, boy, like, I'm about to whoop you. What, miss? What I do? And it's just you build that relationship with them, and you build a relationship with them so much to the point they start listening to you.
Yes.
And you get to turn them around. Yes. So there's two type of favorites. So don't ever let no teacher tell you they don't have a favorite. Right. I tell you, every teacher has a favorite because I have two types of favorite. I like the kids that come in, sit down and mind their business. Sometimes they be so quiet, be like, you all right? Right. But they're sitting there doing their work. Like the kids, we had Zoomies and roomies. So the kids that are in a room, they chilling, they quiet. Not that I have 5 kids at a time, the rest of them at home. And we rotated. The ones that came on a week, I didn't hear nothing from. I'm like, are y'all okay? They just were so quiet.
But there's
now my bad ones, I be like,
get
over here. But then you love them, be like, miss, I didn't do nothing, blah blah blah. You attract to kids the way they attract to you. I'm trying to tell you, every teacher has a favorite.
And all of them are blessed to have you in the classroom.
I love kids. I love them. I go home thinking about like what can I do to help a student.
You're helping them make money and figure out how to make money on their own.
Yeah, and I want that. And I told her, and we have like a little group chat. I don't have no problem with my kids having my phone. I have no problem because if you need me outside of school, I'll explain to the school why you have my number. They called me, they needed me, and if they say there was a problem, cool, I don't care, they reached out. But I'd rather my students, they can have my number, absolutely. They don't bother me all the time.
Right.
So I like to have that relationship with them because they're of age where they might need a mentor.
Yeah.
Besides being with their parents, and there's nothing wrong too. Like we all need. It's a village. It's a community. So that's what I like about teaching because my kids talk to me. I like that. I like to be able to like talk to them.
Awesome.
So,
well, we are wrapping up on the time, unfortunately, because I did have more questions about that. We'll do another episode. Okay. But can you tell everybody where they can find you and like your hashtags and all that stuff?
Awesome. So all of my hashtags are the same for both Facebook and IG at Lecessories, LECESSORIES. And my Facebook is Ariana Horn. So sometimes I tend to like share and post from Lecessories. So either one is fine. I'll reach back out to you, ladies, gentlemen, whatever you need. I'll be there for you.
Awesome. Well, thank you everyone for watching. Thank you so much, Ariana,
for
coming on the show. This was awesome. And I just want to give a shout out to the Association of Black Business and Professionals. They are a networking group for Black people who are in professional settings in their careers or business owners to come together and share resources. So thank you all so much for listening.
Thank you.